Getting into today's video, platinuming DMC3. Prior to this, I'd never platinumed a game. One of my homies, he occasionally will platinum some games he enjoys, and I think he had either platinumed one recently or he was talking about wanting to do one, and it just got me into the mood of wanting to platinum a game. And at the time I was really addicted to DMC3 and still am. I mean, I put in, I don't know how many hours, but a good amount. And so yeah, I want to say it took maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4, but I doubt it. I want to say it was 3 from the time where I set out the goals to get the trophy, and as of now I want to say I finished it 2 days ago. It was either 2 days ago, last night. As of recording this, not fully sure, I already forgot. So in this video I'm just gonna go over the trophies, what you have to do for them, and how I approached the whole thing. I just want to start off with saying I'm not a pro DMC3 player, and before I even set out the goal for this, I could barely even jump cancel. Actually, I didn't even know what jump canceling was at the time. Quickly go over the trophies for the game. There are 34 in total. I'm not going to go over all of them. I kind of grouped some of them up. So 5 of them are for beating the game on normal, hard, very hard, Dante Must Die, and Heaven or Hell. 1 for beating the game with Virgil. Another one for doing 1 secret mission and then completing all the secret missions. During the end credit scenes, get 100 kills. For Bloody Palace, make it to level 666, then to 5,000. And then complete Bloody Palace, which is 9,999 levels. Achieve an S in 1 and all of the missions on any difficulty. 12 of the trophies are just for killing the bosses or surviving the engagement, I think is what it says on there. Another one for buying all of the devil arm skills for Dante. Beating all the Jester fights, which I believe it's 3, it might be 4, I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's 3. After that, beat the game on yellow mode. Level up all of Dante's styles, max out any gun, and then also maxing out your health and the double trigger bar. So that's all 34 trophies that you need to get the platinum on DMC3, and to now go over the way I approached everything. On your first playthrough, you're usually going to get about 14 of the trophies across one of the random secret missions you do just beating the game. Depending on which difficulty you beat it on, which I feel like most people are going to play on normal, that's another one just for beating it on normal. And stumbling across one of the random secret missions, that brings me up to 14 trophies, at least on the first playthrough. After that, I went ahead and beat the game on hard. And after finishing hard, I started very hard, and that's when I realized that I should probably switch over to gold mode instead of having it on yellow. Only because hard wasn't too bad, it was barely a noticeable change from normal, but going to very hard, not to say it was a crazy jump, but I just knew once I got to Dante Must Die, I just knew I'd rather do it on gold, so I went ahead, switched over. It was at this moment I realized that the progress doesn't save, so all the style levels, the upgrading you did to the weapons and the guns, none of that mattered. It's a whole new save. I wasn't aware of that, so I didn't want to hop straight into very hard, just raw dogging it. So I ended up playing normal again, and during this playthrough is when I went ahead and did all the secret missions. And by doing that, it's not fully maxing your health out, but during the same playthrough I also just went ahead and maxed out my health bar, got that one out of the way. I think during that I also maxed out my devil trigger, which gave me another trophy. And to wrap up that run, I also got the trophy, which is kill 100 of the demons during the end credit scene. After that, I got started on very hard, and during that playthrough, I was able to get, I believe, 2 more trophies. One of the trophies, which is max out any gun level, and also level up all the styles that Dante has, which I believe there's 4 of them you can upgrade. I also forgot to mention, by this time, I forgot which playthrough it was, but I had also already did the beat all Jester fights, which is only 3. I think I might have said those 4 of them earlier. There was only 3. And to now go on a little quick rant about very hard. Very hard wasn't too bad. Most of it was pretty much like hard. I think the only ones that really stood out were Virgil's last fight and ooh, that fucking whale, dude. That whale, I ended up having to like find a little cheese spot and just gun it down. But that shit was way too tedious. Yeah, I think that's the only boss I actually crashed out on. Besides that, I think everything else was not a walk in the park, but pretty easy. By this point, I had already learned how to jump cancel because I felt like it was pretty necessary, especially for Dante Must Die. I knew going into that I was gonna have to know some of the easier techs. And concluding that playthrough, that's the first playthrough. And for trophy count, we're at 25. And before I get into Dante Must Die, because that was like the biggest thing for me of this trophy hunting, was Dante Must Die was you know what? So Dante Must Die honestly wasn't too bad, but before I rant about that, I want to just make sure I touch on everything else, because this is pretty much the last of it, or at least like what I saved to rant about the most. I pretty much kind of glossed over most of the challenges. Nothing was too crazy. The secret missions were pretty fucked, not gonna lie to you. Some of them were like One of them is don't touch the ground for a minute, and so for that I had to look that up. Like, he had me fucked up. Like, what do you mean don't touch the floor for the minute? Like, am I supposed to fly? Like, I think I tried it like 3 times on my own, and then quickly realized like, nah, there has to be something to this that I'm missing. So I went ahead and looked that up, got that done, got that out of the way. And I want to say none of the other ones really stick out. I know there's one to where you had to get to one side of the map within a certain time limit, and you kind of had to like do that trick where you knock someone over, jump on top of them, and do that like spiral spin thing. Beyond that, there's another one to where you have to use Trickster to, well, I don't know if you have to, but that's the way I found out to do it, or the way I saw someone do it, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing that, this is way too hard. So you're on the elevator. I don't remember what mission is. I want to say it's for 4 or 5. Whichever one you fight the 2 swords on, it's one of those. And there's a couple of the regular sins, I forgot which one it is, but they pop up, and if it gets too heavy, the thing falls down, you gotta do it again. And they also have Devil Trigger, which is pretty tedious, and so you have to do it. I wouldn't really call it a tech, but you just Trickster up the wall and like have them despawn. And that was like the easiest way to do it. I don't know if there's another way to do it, and I wasn't gonna find out. Beyond that, none other ones really come to mind. I'm sure there's some more tedious ones I'm forgetting out there, and if there is one that I'm forgetting that's pretty big, leave it in the comments below, let me know. So after that is where we get into Dante Must Die. So for this one, I know you get a certain skin for Dante that I don't know if I would really say it makes it easier, but you have unlimited Devil Trigger, but you don't heal as much. I didn't use that because I felt that would have been too much cheesing, which don't get me wrong, I did cheese a little bit. So using items up until this point was like, I wouldn't say non-heard of. I think I used a gold mask and like 2 or 3 healings throughout very hard. I don't remember which fight. It was probably the very last fight and Arkham fight. Oh my god, you know what? Okay, I'm not gonna get started on Arkham's fight because Arkham's fight felt crazy on very hard, and I just knew, I was like, dude, how am I gonna do this on Dante Must Die? Which I'll get there in a second. So back to my items usage. So coming to Dante Must Die, I did use items a lot more freely because at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not doing this to impress anyone, I just want to get the trophy. But I had a little bit of dignity, so I didn't use the other skin that you get. So hopping into Dante Must Die, off rip, I kind of heard Severus was going to be absolutely fucked. He kind of felt kind of annoying on very hard, not gonna lie to you. So getting into this, I was like, damn, I might be kind of cooked. Like, I might just be humbled. This might be where the video ends, or this is where I stopped making the video for the trophy hunting. And yeah, I want to say it wasn't too bad. I think it was maybe a couple tries. Once I got past that, I was okay, maybe this isn't gonna be too bad. And then that's when I quickly found out the worst part of Dante Must Die is purely, okay, maybe not purely, but mostly just the regular enemies. Like them getting double trigger, especially the arrow guys, bro. The moment you see them light up the red things, it's done. So they're clipping at least half your health, and I mean like fully upgraded to health, 2 bars, they're taking one away clean. But making my way through most of the bosses, I don't think any of them were way too crazy. I definitely crashed out on the whale. Like, that one was blasphemy. Like, I honestly, I think I was about to buy just 3 gold masks and a whole bunch of holy water. Luckily, I mean, I still cheesed it, don't get me wrong, I did not, there was no honor with me. I got into my little safety spot and just shot away. Like, yes, you do have to like kind of watch out for the little guys. Like, it's not complete cheese, but it's damn near, you know what I mean? But no shame in my game. I was not about to lose my mind over that because I was already crashing out. After that, I'm trying to think who else was pretty annoying. Arkham definitely went crazy. I think I bait Arkham and started clapping. Like, I was so excited that I was like, dude, I don't have to do that again. Which I was wrong. I had to replay it to get Virgil's, but we're not talking about that yet. Honestly, the chessboard, I take it back. The chessboard is pretty fucked. That one, that was pretty humbling. Also, I forgot to mention the whole thing, but in Dante Must Die, using Devil Trigger Burst, which is, I don't know if that's ever said anywhere as an actual feature. I had to learn about it through just random videos, and let me tell you, a godsend. I don't think I would have beat that game without it. Keep it a buck. And for the chessboard, that was like my saving grace, because it was easy to get through the pawns. It was just having to dodge around the queen, which was completely fucked. Passing that, getting on to mission 18, which is like boss rush, it wasn't too bad. I'll keep it a buck with you. Going on to the final battle with Virgil, it was actually really fun. Like, I think that was one thing I really liked about playing through all the difficulties is seeing everyone's new moveset and just what they do differently. It just keeps it fresh. Yeah, you're replaying all the same missions, but none of it's playing out the same, and that's just something I can really appreciate with DMC3. So this is a little past the talking point, but I want to say it was a whale. Once I got through that, I kind of felt like anything was possible, because that was just so tedious and crazy. I was like, damn, like this was the thing I was worried about. Like, yeah, Virgil's last fight I know was gonna be pretty fucked, but I was honestly more concerned about the whale. So back to Virgil's fight, it was pretty humbling. I want to say it took 3 different sessions, and it was more just like one really long session, which was the second day I tried it. The third one wasn't too bad. I want to say, don't get me wrong, like I was getting shit on. Like I would get him to like extremely low health, and that was like the biggest part was him just going to double trigger and regaining half health. Like I'm talking about, he has 10% health and he just regains all the way to 50. And I don't know what it was, but every time he would get to double trigger, I would just fumble. I knew his combos. I had fought him for like 3 hours straight, 4 hours straight if you count all the other difficulty runs, and I just would fumble the bag. He would just piece me up. The simplest combo, I would just fall for it. And anytime I would swing on him, for some reason, I'm swinging to my left and homie's on my right. Like I'm swinging the wrong way, I'm stuck in an animation, and I'm getting cooked. Like it was bad, it was horrible. Forgot to mention this a little earlier, but it wasn't until Arkham's fight did I actually start to replay some of the old missions, which were just mission 18. I just would replay that on normal just to get some cash, be able to buy an item. I went to that fight with 6 big healths. I want to say, I think I bought 2 gold masks because I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to buy 3. Like, I'm not going to buy 3. That's just too cheap. I already feel bad for buying 1 or using 1. Like, I would hate to use 2, but I'm going to do what I got to do. So I went through all that, bought all the items, and luckily I think I ended up using 3 of the large healing, and I believe it was just 1 gold mask. It might have been, no, yeah, it was just 1. And it was so relieving. I'm talking about, I bait the game. I stood up, started clapping, just like Arkham for very hard. Like I was like, it's over, it's done. Now I just have Virgil's playthrough, getting S on all the missions, and the Bloody Palace. Which I was a little concerned for Bloody Palace, but not overly concerned. So with Dante Must Die out of the way, I thought that was gonna be the worst of it, which pretty much was. Everything else was kind of a cakewalk. While doing Virgil's playthrough for his trophy, I also played it on easy just so I can do the S rank missions, or for getting S rank on all the missions. I know it's kind of cheap, but hey, I already grinded Dante Must Die. I'm chilling. I'm not impressing anyone. I just want to get it over with. So I went ahead and got those trophies, and now this would be, I believe, my 5th playthrough, and that was everything done, at least for like story mission wise. After that, it was just Bloody Palace, and for getting the S rank on all the missions, just before I gloss over it, all of them were extremely easy. I mean, I was playing on easy, so I would hope I didn't struggle. And just to touch on Virgil, he was extremely fun. It felt nice. I kind of thought I was going to enjoy him as much as I did, because like I just heard he wasn't as fun as Dante, and I think it's because his move list is smaller. Having the 3 weapons to switch from and not as many guns or styles, like I do get where people are coming from saying he's not as fun as Dante, but he just feels way more stylish, especially fighting with Virgil. Like it was so satisfying just spamming the same moves he was spamming, especially when he teleports above you and just slashes down. I was spamming that shit. Anytime the other Dante would do that little go across the screen sword dash, I was right there behind him. And it was really fun, and I'm pretty sure it was also just refreshing because it's on easy. I'm not over here having to worry about the double trigger burst and killing everyone before they get to double trigger. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. And now to move on to the last 3 trophies, because finishing up that 5th run, that left us with, I believe, 31. Yeah, 31. So moving on to Bloody Palace. Honestly, I wasn't too nervous. Like I had seen someone else platinum the game, and they had said, oh, after Dante Must Die, everything's a breeze, especially Bloody Palace, and it's pretty true. I did 1 playthrough with just normal skin, not the Super Dante or whatever that's called, just because I was like, you know what, it feels like cheesy to use one of the costumes, you know, same as trying to do Dante Must Die without it, so I was like, I'll do it without it. And I'm gonna get buck with you. This was like, I believe it was 2 days ago, or last night, I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I believe it was 2 days ago when I finished Bloody Palace, and I used the Super Dante. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I did 1 run without it. I made it to level, I believe it was 4,000, and ended up dying on the boss, and I was like, damn, that was 40 minutes. Like, you're telling me I gotta do double that and then some, which I'd already heard people say, oh, it takes like 2 hours and something, and I was like, damn, like I'm trying to get this done for this video for this Thursday. I'm putting the skin on, so I put the skin on and grinded it out. It was 2 hours. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, I could have done it without the skin. Well, I'm sure I could have, but it definitely would not have been as easy. And for sure, it wouldn't have been on my 2nd try. And throughout the whole thing, I think I was only scared during one moment when I was getting jumped. I think it was by 2 of the Reapers, and I forgot who else was there. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I was getting pretty concerned. I started sweating and got a little nervous. And I believe my time was 2 hours and 2 minutes. I'm sure I have the clip of it, so I'll throw it in here. And man, let me tell you, I hate to say it, but it's probably like top 5 experiences of my life. Like finishing that, seeing the trophy pop up, which unfortunately I have my trophy things turned off, so you couldn't see it actually pop up, which is kind of unfortunate. I didn't realize that until downloading all the files, well, the videos. And yeah, but let me tell you, I stood up just like Dante Must Die, started clapping, and I felt like Charlie. I was like, yeah, baby, yeah. I was just excited. My girl was laying next to me. I'm over here tapping her, like showing her like if she cares. And yeah, it was a really satisfying moment. And I think especially just because it was my first platinum game, and for it to be DMC3, something I extremely enjoy playing, it was just cool. It was nice to set a goal and actually see it through. It was just so rewarding. All the troubles on Dante Must Die, the stupid secret missions, all over. It was relieving. And then I quickly realized, well, now I got to do DMC1, and then unfortunately, I hate to say it, DMC2, and eventually the other ones. But I'm definitely gonna be taking a break from grinding DMC. Well, not really. I'm gonna play DMC4, do a smoke spot tier list on that one, and finally play 5, which I still haven't played. I just keep getting sidetracked on other stuff. But yeah, it was really rewarding, and I think I'm gonna try to do a tip video on it, just for like certain bosses, certain missions that I thought were pretty annoying. My first plat wasn't too bad, had some humbling moments, but all in all, it was pretty fun. Except for that fucking Leviathan. Fuck the Leviathan, fuck the chest piece, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but you know what? I might just leave a comment down below. That's how much I hate on it. Yeah, and I think that's it. So yeah, that's DMC3. Thank you.
The devils never cry.
I see. Maybe somewhere out there even a devil may cry when he loses a loved one. Don't you think?